Hey pros, noobs, camperos, trollers y demás, bienvenidos a un nuevo vídeo de The Normans. Este es otro juego que me he comprado también por Steam por las rebajas de Navidad. Y es uno que ha jugado mucha gente y parece muy guay, que se llama The Stanley Parable, la nueva serie. Lo que voy a intentar es hacer la historia bien y luego hacer paridas e irme de la historia. He puesto los subtítulos para los que no sabéis muy bien inglés, que lo podáis entender. Y bueno, pues lo intentaré, aunque no creo que pueda aguantar tanto tiempo sin hacer paridas, pero lo intentaré. Así que bueno, empieza, nos lo va a explicar al principio, así que bueno, empieza ya el juego.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them.
Es que no es ni un trabajo.
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. Stanley was happy.
Bueno, si era feliz, ya está.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Pues me dice que tengo que salir, pero hay una taza aquí que mola mucho. ¿Puedo pulsar el teclado? ¿El teléfono este lo puedo coger? ¿Puedo cerrar la puerta?
Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed. Then days.
Años, sí, claro.
Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer.
A ver si viene ya.
Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Pero... que voy a empezar porque como me he encerrado en la habitación... Sí, vale. No te puedes encerrar en la habitación porque si no, no empiezas la historia.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
No quiero tocar las cosas. Déjame en paz, narrador. Seguro que cambia algo. Seguro que lo pone en el guión.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
No se ve nada, qué dolor a los ojos. Vale, creo que no... ¡Ay, mira, aquí hay algo! ¿Qué acaba de pasar? ¿Qué acaba de pasar? Acabo de oír un ruido muy raro. Me da miedo. Y esto no es para nada un juego de miedo, pero no. Yo tengo miedo en los juegos que no son de miedo. Déjame abrir alguna puerta.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Pero que
Click the
logro.
door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No,
Ah, hay un logro.
no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
A ver, ¿lo voy a clicar 20 veces?
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause.
50
Perhaps
clics.
50 clicks will do it. Yes,
Pues vale.
most certainly.
Pues vale.
50 clicks.
Lo que me pide el narrador. Ya está. 50 o lo que me pide el narrador. Venga. Clics. 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 Me destroza el dedo índice de tanto dar clics.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417. ¿Dónde está la puerta? Pues está por ahí. Supongo. Una puerta que no tiene número. La puerta 417 está por aquí. Sí, está por ahí. Pues mientras voy tocando las... ¡Eh! Lo he apagado. Eso me da miedo. A ver ¿qué hay? Otra sala. Este tío es un poco raro porque no hay ningún amigo suyo y no le importa. Estoy tan tranquilo. Incredulity. Qué raro. 417 dijo, ¿no? 417, vamos a 4... ¡Eh! Ahí. ¿416? ¿De 417? Sí, pero... Ese. Claro, aquí es 417.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Oye, pero qué cabrón. ¿Me hace ir por ahí? ¿Y dónde está la puerta 437? Aquí.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Vale, 415. 10 clics. En la alerta 415. Esto no es seguir la historia, pero me da igual. 415, aquí.
Now, back to door number 437.
Joder, pesado. ¿Me vas a estar así todo el rato? No, estaba aquí. Venga.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
¿Qué fotocopiadora? O sea, que no hay ninguna fotocopiadora. ¿De qué me está hablando? ¿Qué fotocopiadora? ¿Pero que no hay ninguna fotocopiadora? ¿Alguna fotocopiadora aquí? ¿Puedo abrir los cajones? ¿Alguno? Yo no he visto ninguna fotocopiadora, a lo mejor está por ahí. Pero yo no he visto ninguna fotocopiadora. Si habéis visto alguna fotocopiadora en el libro, me lo decís. O sea, en el vídeo me lo decís, pero...
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
Vale, lo que digas. ¿Pero que no hay ninguna fotocopiadora? Me da igual, mira, sigo hacia adelante y se acabó. Vale.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Sí, es lo que debería hacer. Pero... entraré por esta. No, por esta, ya está.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Pues la voy a admirar. Ya está.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Pues no me pare aquí.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Está muy oscura esta sala, no quiero ir. Está. Por aquí.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
¿Y ahora qué hago? Tiene que haber algún sitio donde ir. ¿Por aquí?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's
No, ya lo sé,
you've
pero
been
es lo más Stanley
neglecting,
Parable.
Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Uy, se la ve demasiado oscura.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Lo voy a hacer. ¿Y ahora qué?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on.
Ay.
Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Vale. Hola. ¿Tú eres maniquí?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
No. Su teclado.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Vale.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Verás, tengo que presionar porque me lo pide el juego.
In his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
8, ¿vale? ¿Dónde está la tele?
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Sí. Tiempo con los muchachos.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Vale.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one
Ojo, lo
path
bueno
lay
que
an
tiene es que
enormous
está
brown
súper bien
room
hecho.
with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Vale.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
¿Qué
And
dices?
I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Vale. Pero, entonces, ¿qué hago? ¿No puedo hacer nada más? Ah, está
You
bien.
see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again. And
Como por
Stanley
favor
pushed a
muera.
button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button.
Como por favor muera. Me están pidiendo que muera. Pues parece que la hemos cagado y que he muerto y que es toda una parida. Así que lo vamos a dejar aquí y en el próximo capítulo iremos por otros caminos. Así
Stanley
que...
simply couldn't handle the pressure.
Bueno, que sí, que adiós.
What if he